Everybody always want to get on our goddamn nerves.
Just don't ask me what we talking about.
Oh, wait a minute.
We
I
might
think
have to
somebody hit
start
recorded.
again.
Alright. This has been 3 long, painful weeks of Game On. We are finally at the 3rd recording. We have recorded the 3rd one, the counterattack.
The counterattack. Baby.
We are all done, which I think this event lasted 2.5 hours. Did we put everything together? Maybe an hour and a half. I know I went about 45 minutes, which is ridiculous. Well, over 45, about 50 minutes.
Yeah, so, something like that. Yeah.
So here's the crazy part.
You right, about 2 hours.
So it's going. Listen, I ain't moving no more. They can't see me. They can't see me.
That's why I moved over. So I like to move and lean.
I don't know. How did you think that this went down? This our discussion afterwards.
I mean, I think so. We laid a lot of information down, right?
We did.
In this series altogether. But in this last one, I think we laid down some kind of heavy things. And I feel like these are the things that should probably be taken most seriously.
Other than to shut up. I mean, sorry.
We've been talking. Listen, we've been talking from that the whole time, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's essential to know how to shut your mouth, because people think that they get out of everything what they're talking. Your mouth can get you out of everything, but not always with it talking. Sometimes it gets you out of things by you closing.
Your mouth ain't gonna never get you out of no legal problems. Never, ever. Because
I'm saying, understand what I'm saying though. Your mouth can get you out of some legal problems if you learn how to close it.
Yeah, that can get you out of legal problems.
A closed mouth can get you out of problems as well.
You just can't get fed, but you can't get out of legal problems.
Right, exactly. There's time for everything under the sun. And when them people in front of you, that ain't time to eat nowhere. It's time to shut your mouth.
So how did you feel about me having you do some of your personal encounters? Because I know this one was personal. So I kind of touched on.
I don't like having to talk about my cousin Wayne, because it was me, Wayne, and Jamar. So, and it's crazy because both my favorite cousins that I kind of grew up around,
died.
Yeah, it was unalived by gunshot. Mm-hmm. But the one with Wayne really got to both of us a lot, and it changed how we acted. It changed how we saw things and what we did. Honestly, listen, I done fought them people. 4 of them. You know what I'm saying? The captain had to come stop it all, because I wasn't finna stop, but he made them stop. Because I wasn't gonna lay down and let y'all manhandle me. I can't do it. That's something in me from that experience. Only thing been in me is kill. But if they try to kill me, I'm gonna kill them first.
When you encounter them, you see life or death.
Yeah,
you don't see a positive encounter. You just see life or death in that one experience.
Yeah, and I will say this: I have been surprised, utterly surprised, a few times.
What do you mean utterly surprised? Your best friend is a fucking.
No, it's not that. Listen, there you go. Listen, like when I've had encounters with uniformed officers.
Yeah.
Or like detectives, not undercover, but like the state police type of dudes. What you call them?
They are detectives.
So, in the hood, right? You know, you got some drug addicts that rent their car out. They like the drug addict rental. You know what I'm saying? Like they like the crackhead rentals. Or
I'm sorry, like I really know, but yeah, I heard about that.
So right, and so a guy. I was doing my thing with it. Remember I was saying about the TV boxes. I started selling the TV boxes and stuff. And so it's a tedious thing. It's business, but it's work, right?
Right.
So every night you got to go out and put out 300, 400, 500 door hangers.
Right.
The more, the better.
Right.
And then you give it throughout that next day. If I put out 500 door hangers throughout that next day, 25 to 50 people gonna call me.
Right.
And a certain amount of them gonna actually buy.
Right.
But I gotta go to neighborhoods, and I didn't have a car, and catching a bus at night is crazy.
It's impossible.
So, a
Virginia,
guy,
anyway.
his dad run Crump. like Crumpler. Like, okay, he do the towing and all that stuff, right? So his son come to me and he got a rental. I'm not thinking. I'm thinking, man, is you taking these from your daddy's yard? Like, what you doing, bro? Like, tell me what's going on. Nah, this is my baby mama car. You know what I'm saying? I got her, and so we doing this and that, right? I'm like, all right, because his daddy got plenty of cars. I mean, hundreds of cars. So we not thinking that this dude's stealing cars.
Wait,
you know what I'm saying?
He rented out a stolen car?
Okay. My next door neighbor's cousin went to jail from driving one of them stolen cars that he rented from Crump. Not the man, but his son. The police rolled up on me, and I was like, "Look, bro, I ain't. You know what I'm saying? I got all my money from my work. I'm about to, go out and buy materials and stuff that I need. Because you got to keep getting the prints and the door hangers is like a constant. You constantly cycling money, right? So he rolls up on me and it's two of them. And the one cop, he's like, man, you going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody believing that. I said, listen, man, I gave the man $40 to use. Every day I give this man $40 to use this car.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? So the other officer, I was like, man, hold on, where you from? Ain't you from around here? Because I done seen you before. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, I'm from around here. Okay, well, tell this man, because you know.
Right.
Right? You know what they do around here. And he was like, yeah, sometimes they do. Okay, then, so let's cut the BS.
Let you go?
You know what I'm saying? You see my flyers, you see all my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And that cop was like, yeah, the one that was from, you know what I'm saying, the 757, he was like, yeah, we got him. But they didn't let me go because I had missed court on some driving job. Listen, it was a crazy situation. I put the wrong date in the thing, so I'm up here thinking I'm straight, I'm good. I'm telling them, look, I got court on Friday. No, that was the Friday before. so, you know what I'm saying? So they had to take me in there. It was nothing, though, you know what I'm saying? It was petty. But they said they had to take me, but they didn't charge me.
For the stolen car.
With the stolen car, but my next door neighbor's cousin went to jail.
For the stolen car.
And he rented from the same guy. So,
I'm trying to keep this discussion because it's kind of good that they see two sides because like we showed today, we showed that we know the street side and we know the legal side, which is great when it comes to our series for kids because
we know the lawful side too.
We know all three sides. So when they see our combination, it's best for the parents and the kids because the kids get to see it hit from both sides. So the biggest question is for most of the parents is how can they teach their kids, and I kind of went through that today, how do they teach their kids about dealing with racial profiling and dealing with police brutality, which is two different things. It goes together, but it's two different things because racial profiling can be they saying stuff out of their mouth to provoke an action. That's racial profiling. That's what it is. They're going to stop you. They're going to make you have a crime.
Yeah, the profiling is them stopping you.
So they're going to stop you.
They're
going to make you have a crime. So how they do that is they start saying things out of their mouth to provoke you to stop and react.
Yeah.
But the police brutality is something completely different because it leaves trauma on you.
Well, to me, the profiling is a prelude to the brutality. Because they have to profile you to be able to pull up on you.
Well, see, I come in a different light.
And then once they pull up on you, now they want to do
because we've had some officers that we caught that profiled, but they didn't. They went as far as yelling out the window, and some of the kids would say some shit, and they go about the business, and they get called off to do something else. But when it comes to the brutality, when they face to face in front of you, some of them they don't have to profile you. They already have it in their mind because this is what you look like. This is how this is going to go down. You did something.
To us, that's profiling, though. Like,
well, I guess to a trained eye, to us,
that's profiling.
To us, you already...
He saw a black kid. He decided because he see this black kid, he going to pull up on this black kid.
Well, to us, it's just as ambiguous coming into the situation. So when we see that happening, when I see you react, we react differently to the situation that we see them.
Yeah, you see how I've interacted when the police come or whatever. You see
we do the same thing, but we all know that you say nothing. We know that. We know that straight up and down. You say nothing. We're all looking at the thing popping up. So we're going to go quick here. My biggest question is to a lot of the parents is, why haven't they taught their kids their rights?
You know, and I say the same thing. Okay, listen. I ain't gonna say I went that far. Before we started doing all this, that's not where I went with this, right? Mm-hmm. I went directly at dudes that was in the street with me.
Right.
You know, and my thing was, y'all stupid.
But you taught the community.
Yeah, because if you out here, first of all, we're not just talking about regular kids, Sam. If you out here hanging in the hood, right? And if you out here doing what hood dudes do, you know what I'm saying?
Then watch your Skittles.
Then, okay. If you know you're breaking laws, then shouldn't you know the laws you're breaking so that you'll know how to get around the police when they come?
Here's the thing.
Like, it's retarded. You should be teaching yourself the laws. You know what you're doing.
Some of the police don't even know the law that they break in. They just there letting you tell them yourself.
Exactly.
Because if they ask you, where you at, what you been doing, you down the street. You know down the street is where you just had an armed robbery at.
You don't know no better. Let me get your ID. You give up your ID. And now he like, what you doing in this neighborhood and you live 20 blocks that way?
What you doing in this neighborhood? Walking while I'm black?
Right. That's what my answer is, walking while black. What are you doing in this neighborhood?
And, okay, you're a police officer. Okay, so what crime have you articulated me to
now we both
commit?
know that we're minding our own business.
Exactly.
Okay? So let's just, officer, come on, let's not do this. We know that, I'm not suspected of any crime.
I want you to know what a lot of people think about the right to remain silent. Because they always think because they silent, the other person talking is going to be big enough and they're going to be bad enough to win something. The right to remain silent was the biggest law that they made to help people, and nobody do it.
Okay, so the right to remain silent is to me akin to the right against self-incrimination.
It is.
Right? So, if I'm talking, they're gonna use that in some type of way.
It's in your Miranda.
In order to pull me into court, not just when I get in the court of law. They're gonna use that to drag me into a court of law. I open my mouth.
Listen to Miranda.
Yeah, I know.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. They literally just told you.
And then they tell you got the right to an attorney.
You have a right to an attorney if you cannot afford one will be provided for you.
And that's the weakest thing they say right there. If you can't afford one will be provided for you.
But here's
everything else is the important part.
It is.
Like,
but as soon as they tell you have the right to remain silent, I want a lawyer.
Yeah, it's simple. Because they're not allowed to really keep questioning you, and if they do, if you did happen to slip up and say something at that point, then that's something that can. You know what I'm saying? So you could prove that I asked for a lawyer, but he continued questioning.
But here's the thing: before they read their Miranda rights and they start having a conversation with you, y'all don't understand that is fair game before they read it to you in court. Yeah. Why? Why is it fair game? Because when he starts and say you're being detained, at that point they're actually supposed to say you have the right to remain silent. When they saying you're being detained, you're under arrest.
I thought
stop talking.
They were supposed to ask you. Read your rights if they were going to ask you any questions at all.
They are. It's another misconception. Because technically, if you have stopped someone because of suspicion that they have made a crime, you can have what is called a friendly chat. What most lawyers and people don't tell you is inside that friendly chat is how they get you in a friendly court case.
Yeah, and that goes for them coming up to your house too, because they oftentimes try to force you to believe that you gotta let them in or to stand there and talk to them.
Would y'all please stop doing that?
Listen, I was 16, I knew better than that. The police tell me, open the door, I'm not opening anything.
I come from a line of agents.
My mama told me not to let strangers in.
We come from a line of ATFD, everything. And my father used to say, do not open the screen door. Mm-mm. They can talk to you through the screen door. They can see you, they can see your hands. Do not lock it. Do not open the screen door. When they ask you, can you open this door? No. Why?
And then they can demand. They'll demand.
They can demand whatever they want. You need to demand a warrant.
And then they'll try to, when you refuse all that, they'll try to negotiate with you. And then they'll try to make it make sense.
But negotiation is manipulation, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's coercion, correct?
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
And this coming from an agent, and
a street dude, a hoodlum.
He not a hoodlum. He named. Anyway. So, I want to talk about the trauma part because y'all don't like talking about trauma. Y'all from the hood don't like talking about trauma. So, for some of these young boys out here that have been in such a hostile way with the police and they do have trauma, what's the best thing to tell them?
Man, listen. The more you go over that in your mind and the more you rehearse it with your mouth, the worse it's going to get. When you're dealing with that trauma, you need to go
talk about it. Rap
in a
about
safe
it.
place and talk about it. You need to figure out a way to move that energy, right?
And not to your homeboys.
Emotion is energy in motion.
You don't need a yes corner either.
So, no, you don't. Emotion is energy in motion. So you need to figure out how to move that energy and put it into a place where it's away from you, where it's not affecting you in a negative manner. Mm-hmm. And that could be by a lot of things. It could be by a lot of different arts. Like she said, you could write a song about it. You could write a poem. You could spit it out. You can act it out.
There's a boy who moms called me.
Listen, I paint.
And he painted his encounter, and he painted a dark figure on the floor with red spots all around him, and it rained in blood. His mother absolutely freaked out. I looked at the painting and said, "Oh, he got it out." She goes, "You're the most calmest person ever." I'm like, did he go shoot somebody? Did he do something he wasn't supposed to? He got it out. And then he told her how he felt. And another thing, for y'all young moms and y'all older moms who saying boys telling you their feelings,
it's stop acting like a girl. That's
stop
not acting
doing
like
that.
A girl. Listen, God ain't listen, man. Stop playing. A man has emotions.
Yep.
So if he has emotions, he has energy in motion. And if that energy is not moving,
then it's going to turn negatively a storm.
And it is just bouncing around inside him.
Ooh, I got a creative loudly. Okay, so crazily, I've been watching tornadoes.
You don't know storm chasers.
Okay, I've been watching storm chasers.
Go ahead and get it out.
So, what happens to form a tornado? What happens to the wind? What does it do?
It goes in
a circle. Forms a wall. It forms a wall.
It confines itself.
And then it storms around all that motion, right? And then it has so much power of the wind that it has a funnel that touches down.
Yeah, and all that is built up energy.
And that's built up anger.
Just not moving from that one general area.
And tornadoes tear up some shit.
And then when it finally does move from that general area, it goes, like she said, and tears stuff up.
It destroys.
So
if you notice, a tornado never just tear up a field. It has to find something to destroy.
Correct.
I noticed that. It's crazy.
They can tear up the ground, it just ain't satisfied.
Okay,
that's the thing.
They're going to geek moment. And by the way, Jason Storm Chaser, we see you. Yeah, anyway.
That dude crazy. That dude crazy. But you know what's even crazier? I went mad ride one time. Anyway.
Storm Chaser?
Yeah, so anyway.
Boy, we black. We'll do that. We sorry.
And that we go. And that's